Hello, propagation. Anybody copy? November 4 Alpha Kilo.
Sounding good, Glenn. It's WB4NKL.
Okay, well, it's not super, is it? But I copy you. N4AK, standing by.
Yeah, you're about S9 on this little Drake receiver. Not as strong as usual, but maybe it'll pick up here in a little bit.
Yeah, I got QSB today. Yeah, cliff band conditions aren't great today.
Hello, CQ, 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 the old friends net. CQ, 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 the old friends net. This is WA4LLR, Dave in Burnsville, North Carolina, calling CQ, the old friends net. This net meets 3 times weekly, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m., Sunday afternoons at 5 p.m. on this frequency. The net is conducted in the amplitude modulation mode and the roundtable format. So we'll take a list of check-ins and proceed from that point. So, stations wishing to participate today, give me a call and come down.
N4LQ.
WB4ARK.
WB4NKL.
KZ4 Bravo.
WFTU.
W4KR. November 4 Alpha Kilo. Rough copy.
K4JAL.
WB4NKM.
KG4IUQ.
WA4FJQ.
W4MEC.
Okay, let me tell you who I have. I had a double with Stan, or a double right after Stan. I got Glenn, but there was another one in with Glenn. And then I had a double with PFI. So let me run down the list on the ones that I have. N4LQ, WB4ARK, WB4NKL, KZ4B, WF2U, W4KR, question mark, N4AK, K4JAL, WB4NKM, KG4IUQ, WA4FJQ, and WN4PFI. Who did I miss?
K3O is right before here.
All right, got you, Gary. Who else?
W4MEC, and George was after Buddy.
Who's after Buddy?
George.
All right, I'll plug George in there, K4GDN between Buddy and Cliff, K4GDN. Okay, and then there was one more. Okay, I thought I heard one after PFI. Was there another station? All right, one more time down the list. LQ, ARK, GDN, NKL 4B 2U KR OS AK JAL NKM IUQ FJQ PFI. Did I miss anyone?
If he didn't have W4MEC in there.
Okay, well, I'll put you right there. And I was hearing a carrier with no modulation. Did anybody else hear that?
Yeah, there was a carrier with no mod.
Okie dokie. All right, Charlie, I'll put your tail in. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon to everybody. Yeah, the conditions are not great. I'm running just over 300 watts for the Johnson 500. Modulating up to, looks like about 600, somewhere in that ballpark, but it's still not great. The line noiser is real heavy up here too. But we got about 65 degrees, bright sunshine, winds died down, and looks like tomorrow's going to be hot. So let's get started. Steve, here it comes. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
All right, Dave. WA4LLR, N4LQ. It's 68 here in the beautiful blue sky in Shelby. I am running the Elmac AF-67 and driving Big Al here at about 320 watts and listening on the R390A and using the horizontal loop antenna and just having a great time here, and everybody's coming in here just fine. So, buddy, WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4ARK. Okay, well, we have coolish weather here. Blue sky, and we haven't had any rain in the last 24 hours. So that's it for the weather. And grass is really growing. We gonna have to do some mowing. So anyhow, we haven't done too much this weekend, just taking it easy. That's about it, actually. So we'll send it on over to Cliff. WB4NKL, WB4ARK.
I think it goes to George.
Yeah, it goes to George.
If I believe.
Okay, it's WB4NKL. No copy at all on George. I couldn't even tell he was there. So, copying everybody else pretty good. Some weaker than normal, but Steve and you, Dave, are booming in. It's been pretty nice here today, upper 60s, I guess, or around 66, 67. Been out picking up sticks with the wife earlier. And got to walk in earlier. Got Chuck, N4IYQ, is in the shack here with me. He says, say hello to everybody. And he's just in the background here listening. He's mic shy today. Send it on to John. Go ahead, John, KZ4B. It's WB4NKL.
Okay, WB4NKL and the group, this is KZ4B, Fine Business Cliff. Band conditions are really terrible today. The band is more long than short, but that's about all. I do not copy Buddy at all, and normally Buddy's one of the stronger stations. So Short is dead, and I did not copy George, even though the band is more long than short. I could not hear George. There's a good bit of local AC line noise, and so conditions just generally are pretty lousy. I'm on the usual T150 driving at AL82, feeding the resonant inverted V, 80 meter resonant inverted V up about 75 feet at the apex. So just got back from my walk. The sun is nice and warm. The air is a little bit chilly. I didn't get a temperature reading, but it's supposed to get nice and hot tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Although they say it's supposed to be windy. I'd like to get some painting done, but I doubt if I'll be able to if the wind is up. So, I guess it's time to send it on over to Mir. Mir, I hope you're copying me. WF2U in the group KZ4B, over.
Yeah, Roger, John. KZ4B and the net, this is WF2U. S9, 5 and 9, one of the strongest signals. So far, nobody is above the S9. The signals are a little bit down. Dave is S9, Steve S9, Buddy S8, and I could barely copy George, maybe 40-50%, sitting just at the noise level, which is S5 here. Cliff is S8, and you, John, is S9. And I'll give reports later in the net to the rest of the group using the Yaesu station, the FR101D receiver, the FL101 transmitter, which is driving the FL2100B linear to about 310, 320 watts peak. The temperature here is 69 degrees. I think this is as high as it's going to go today. Tomorrow, as far as I could see the weather forecast, it's going to be a little bit warm, so to speak. It's going to be like 85 or so. Big difference. We got up, it was 35 degrees this morning. And so with that, it will go to Stan. W4KR in the group. This is WF2U.
Okay, Mayor, thank you. WF2U. This is W4KR. Good afternoon, everybody. Temperature here in Walhalla is 70 this afternoon. Beautiful day. Beautiful sunny day. Couldn't be much nicer. Should have gotten out and fired up the tractor to get the first grass cut, but not today. I don't know. Didn't feel like it, so I didn't. Let's see. What else do I know? I don't know. I don't know much else. Band conditions are That's about the best That's about the best description I can give. Did not hear a whimper out of George, or a whippet, I should say, out of George. Just no copy. And I'm running the Johnson 500 and the National 303 this afternoon, as I was earlier in the week. With that, won't be here Tuesday. My wife's going in for cataract surgery Tuesday morning, so I ain't going to be here. With that, let's see, I'm going to turn it to my neighbor, N4AK, W4KR. I believe it goes to K3OS, doesn't it, Dave?
That is correct.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay, Stan. W4KR and the group K3OS. Afternoon, everybody from Hickory. I think it's a copycat day here. We were out walking earlier. It was cool and then got hot. Had to kind of shed some outerwear. Had the opportunity to meet up with John, W4JPL, who I'm certain you all know, yesterday over in Winston-Salem. And exchanged some gear and stuff, and had a good time. Enjoyed talking to him. So, nothing else on the ticket here. Band is, QSB is there, band is up and down, everybody is not the usual level today, but all okay. Over to Jimmy, K4JAL, K3OS.
K3OS, K4JAL. I thought it went to Glenn, but be that as it may, straighten it out later, Dave. Boy, you're so strong in here, you're automatically blanking my SDR. I've got to adjust for you. Everything looking good around here. It's a beautiful day. I didn't do a thing today except play around. Oh, we went and bought groceries. That's sad. I think I've got to give it to Larry. Larry, I hope you're coming down to Greenville. Like to see you again. WD4NKM, K4JAM.
Let's give it to Glenn. We skipped him.
If I got it
Who's supposed to have it?
Yeah, Glenn.
This is N4AK. Temperature here is 68 degrees and sunny. So pretty got out, cut grass this afternoon. Right as I finished the yard, the mower belt came off, and I just bought a new one. So I guess I'm gonna have to throw away the Crafts and get a John Deere. Cliff, early on I checked in, I was on the end-fed antenna. The end-fed antenna and the G5RV, they're very sensitive to propagation apparently. The end-fed, first checked in was the end is pointing northeast, and I switched over to the G5RV, and I can copy everybody in this broadside north-south. So propagation is interesting how it plays games with your antennas. So everybody ought to have two antennas so they can switch them. That's all I got to say. So it's interesting. So I'll switch it over to WB4NKM, November 4 Alpha Kilo.
Okay, Glenn. N4AK, WB4NKM. This is Larry up in Virginia, where it's 61 and sunny. I'm receiving everybody pretty good. Got some QSB on the band, but no static. And conditions may change. Last night I was on here and band was open up real good. It talked down into the Gulf real easy. Steve, your AF-67 sounds wonderful. Doing a great job. Hello to Chuck there in the shack with Cliff. John, KZ4B, you got a very silent signal up here. Also, the Johnson 500 sounds good there, Stan. That's a few notes I wrote down here. Been reloading. I'm running the Johnson Ranger, driving Nitron 811A, and receiving on the Hammerlin HQ170A. The antenna's in-fed half-wave. So back to you, Mark, KG4I110. WB4NKM. Thank you very much, Larry. I'll come on here.
Pretty good copy on you from Virginia. Dave, LLR, you sound okay on the Johnson 500. I can tell that people are hearing differently. I
I copied down a different order for all the check-ins than some people got. Steve, N4LQ, receiving on the R390A, using the AF-67, and you mentioned Big Owl, I believe. I don't know what Big Owl is, but you sound good here. WB4ARK, you say it's cool there. Grass, you cut some grass and had a blue sky. That sounds nice. NKL. Well, no, it was K4GDN in Myrtle Beach. Sounded pretty good here. And then WB4NKL, George. Sounding okay here. KZ4 Bravo. Sounding pretty good with the T150. Driving an AL8Z. I believe what I heard. I copied that AL8Z. And then Mayor WF2U using the Yaesu station. Sounding pretty good here. And Stan W4KR on the Johnson 500. Temperature is 70 there. Sounds nice. And K3OS. Okay copy here. N4AK Glenn. Nice day over there. You broke a lower butt. You feeling good? Jimmy, K4JAL. You sound okay here. And Larry, NKM in Virginia. You sounding good. Today I had a very nice day. I just kind of stayed home. Did not go to church. I just put some gearbox oil in my lawnmower and did some grass mowing. Hanged around here with the wife. Had a very, very nice day. I'm going to turn it over to WA4FJQ. Tom, this is KG4AUQ.
KG4AUQ, WA4FJQ, Tom in Hungary. Okay, repeat to the first two of your stations, Steve, Mike, John, Near, pretty well here, but then everybody after Glenn, W4KR, just disappeared into the noise. QSB is terrible here. Noise in High Point at this QTH is about S9 with all the power stuff that we sit in the middle of. So at any rate, the rig here is the multi-Elmac AF-68 and receiving on the Collins 75 S3C and feeding the multi-Elmac into the Centurion amp, putting out about 200 watts carrier, so 600-700 watts on peak. But weather here is the same as it is for everybody else. Beautiful blue skies and a little bit of wind. So at any rate, I'm going to turn it down to Doak. I think that's who's next, if I can copy. WN4PFI, this is WA4FJQ, over.
WA4FJQ, Tom. This is WN4PFI in Suches. Good afternoon, everyone. I am not copying everyone today. Tom, I'm just barely getting you enough to see when you handed it over to me. But several of the other stations I'm not copying. Some are very strong. Steve, you're strong. Anyhow, I'm kind of disappointed in conditions. I guess some of you are. I'm on the DX60 with about 260 watts on both peaks into the Warrior amplifier. Listen on little Kenwood R600, and the antenna is always the same, just a flat top at 40 feet, fed with open wire line. I'll try to hang on here to, I guess, to the end, maybe the next round, and see if things pick up a little bit. But I'm missing a lot today. Charlie, I think it comes to you. W4MEC. This is WN4PFI.
Okay, Doug. WN4PFI. In group W4MEC. Real good, fellas. Yeah, he had a pretty good copy on everybody. Gary was a little light. Audio didn't seem to be up to snuff, but he was Q5. Everybody else is doing fine. About 67 degrees here, severe clear. And just got back from an early birthday celebration. Went up to Black Mountain with everybody and had a big meal up there at my father's pizza for 6 adults and 2 kids, and of course I paid for it, so Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday for that. So but that's okay. Good Lord has provided me with the funds to pay for stuff like that, I guess. And got a couple of, let's see, I got some shirts for a present. And what was the other thing? Yeah, that's all I got was shirts. So, but a couple of them were pretty nice there. Just something to wear outside or whatever. But not a whole lot going on here. I've been got a book for the KWS-1. I'm sitting here learning about KWS-1, see what I got to deal with here. I've been trying to find the serial number on the power supply. I can't find that anywhere. I think maybe I got to take the back cover off or something, but that's screws. So screwed on. I was hoping to find something on the front, but and see if the power supply matched the transmitter. So they came together. They ought to, but you know, the transmitter was built about June of '56, and in the ensuing 68 years or so, 69 years, maybe they got separated. So anyway, back to Dave, WN4LLR, data group, W4MEC.
All right, Charlie, big signal here now. Let me take a standby. Do we have any other stations that would like to join? Come now.
W4DCS.
Well, old Doug, W4DCS. Anyone else? Okay, Doug, go ahead and tell us something and give it back to me. W4DCS, WA4LR.
Okay, Dave, fine business, W4DCS, Winston-Salem. 65 degrees and sunshine. Yeah, the band's a little tough today. I'm hearing most, but not all. And so, based on that, I'm not going to keep it. I heard clips. They had somebody in the shack with them, but I missed the call. But anyways, good evening to all, Dave, and I'll be sitting around listening. WA4LLR, W4DCS.
All right, Doug, fine business. Well, I heard another carrier. Is there another station who would like to join? Come now. Still a carrier and no audio. Well, I'm sorry, but keep trying. That's all I can say. All righty, let's see here. 65 down in Winston. Good to hear you, Doug. You're sounding good up here. Charlie, happy birthday. I think you said it was early. And I'll go ahead and wish you a happy birthday. Sorry you had to foot the bill. And good deal on the shirts. Doak, your DX60 sounds good up here. In fact, I'm copying everybody with the exception of George. And George, I would be copying you, but I've got an S9 noise level. I can hear you in there, and I can almost make out what you're saying. But if I didn't have that horrendous noise level, I'd be copying you too. Tom, you got a good signal up here. No problems. Well, I never have any problems copying you. And Mark laid out a church in mode. Man, I'm telling you. Larry the Ranger sounds good. And Jimmy, sorry about blanking everything out down there. And Glenn, the Lord just trying to tell you something with them belts coming off, mowing on Sunday. Oh, me. And Gary sounded like you went to the Winston Ham Fest. Stan, be praying for your wife's cataract surgery. I believe you said it was Tuesday. So I pray that goes well for her. Mir, good signal up here. John, I hope you get to do your painting. And hello to Cliff, and hello to Chuck. And Cliff sounded like you were out picking up sticks, and boy, I'm going to have to do that too. And George, wish I could copy you better, buddy. And Buddy, taking it easy, that's always a good deal. And Steve, you've always got a rock crushing signal up this way. Space weather, sunspot count's 103, solar flux index is 165, and the K is 2.33, but we've got a sunspot complex that's been producing like 8 Class M flares in the last 24 hours, so and it's primed for an X class, so who knows what's going to happen. Let me give you a few things from this day in history to those that can hear. On this day in 1360, a hailstorm killed 1,000 English troops in France. On this day in 1742, Handel's Messiah premiered in Dublin. On this day in 1743, Thomas Jefferson was born. On this day in 1861, the Union forces surrendered at Fort Sumter. On this day in 1928, the first non-stop flight from Europe to North America. German pilot Herman Cole and an Irish navigator named James Fitzmaurice and some others made that flight in a Junker aircraft. Not a description, that's the brand name. 1941, Japan and the USSR signed a non-aggression pact during World War II. On this day in 1945, the Nazis trapped more than 1,000 concentration camp prisoners in a burning barn and massacred them. On this day in 1970, the famous phrase, "Houston, we have a problem," came from Apollo 13 when their oxygen tank exploded. And let's see what else. On this day in, where is it that I'm looking for? Yeah. On this day in 1976, the United States reintroduced the discontinued and never popular $2 bill to mark the nation's bicentennial. So, a few things from this day in history. Back to you, Steve, in 4LQ, WA4LLR.
All right. LLR and 4LQ. Little feedback problem. I had to switch receivers. I was getting so much selective fading on everybody. Mostly, it started with Mark. He's 8 miles away, and if you're not familiar with the term, it's just you got 2 side bands and a carrier, and with selective fading, one side band can fade and the carrier not, or vice versa, and you end up with phase distortion, and it just sounds, well, you just basically can't understand anything. So I switched over to the SDR receiver and switched over to synchronous AM, and that totally eliminates it. Boy, I tell you, everybody sounds like hi-fi quality now, but not a good time for AM. Conditions are just a mess. But I am copying everybody okay. George was really weak, but I did hear him. And George, I hope you can copy me. Let's see, Mark, you asked about Big Al. That's my amplifier, and all the Ameritron amplifiers are the tube type amplifiers start with AL. So this is a one of the bigger ones, an AL82, so I call him Big Al. The AL1200, it's also another Big Al. AL811, I'd call that Little Al. So anyway, just a loving name for a good brand of amplifier. Let's see here. My XYL got through her surgery Tuesday just fine, and she was only there for half a day and came back home with me and had the gallbladder taken out, and she's doing fine. So I'm glad that's over, and I think it'll really help her anyway. I got 3 of my R398s transported down to the basement shack on the tractor, and loaded them up on the moor deck and headed down that way. Also got the Johnson's KW Matchbox down there, and starting to populate the other shack now, and we'll be on the air down there. Maybe next net I'll be on the shack number 2. Let's see, hope everybody can, or somebody can make it tonight. Usually Sunday's kind of a slow night on 160, but looking forward to hearing as many people as we can. We had a good night last night with about 4 or 5 check-ins. So that's at 8 o'clock on 160, 1864 KC. If you can't join us, just listen in. So over to Buddy, WB4ARK, N4LQ.
N4LQ, WB4ARK. Well, we were working on a receiver, doing an alignment today, and got done with it and took a listen on several of the bands and started out at 10 megahertz to see if I could receive WWV, and it was dead. I didn't have anything coming in. So I tried 15, and that was dead, and 20, and that was dead. So I didn't know if I had done a bum job on the alignment or what was going on. So I turned on my other receiver, and every band was dead, 10, 15, and 20. So I didn't know what was going on. I tuned up and down the band, and it was pretty weak. So I finished up, and I just put things away, and I said I'll check it again another day on the band and see how it's doing. Temperature here is 70 degrees, and I had problems receiving a couple of stations. Gary was really weak, almost unreadable, and a couple of other stations were too, but several stations were quite strong. Mark, your station was strong. You had a good signal coming in here, but in George, I didn't have any problems copying you, but several of the other stations were pretty weak. I think I'll say 73 at this point, and we'll hope for a better day on Tuesday. So with that, and sorry for the mix-up there on the call, on the calling Cliff in front of George, but we'll get it right this time. So over to George, K4GD and WB4ARK.
But I'm going to say 74 on this one.
Looking forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday. Anyway, so we're coming to you. Okay, George, K4 GDN, it's WB4NKL. I copied you at that time, still down the noise, but I copied you 100% that go around, and I copied everybody else too. Signals are all decent here, except George is a little weaker than normal. And let's see, happy birthday to Charlie, and sorry you had to pay for it, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. That's the way it works out sometimes. Don't have too much else here. I'm running the BC610 here again today. So I guess I'll make this my last one. Wife's got the grill out working on supper. I guess I need to check on that, see if she needs any additional help, and talk to Chuck here. So 73s, and thanks for calling it, Dave. And we will look for everybody next Tuesday, I guess. And remember the Greenville Ham Fest. It's coming up next Saturday, and looks like we got some pretty decent weather. It says cloudy, but some warm temperatures. And I don't think they're really predicting any rain, just clouds. So 73s, and catch everybody later. Go ahead, John. KZ4B, WB4NKL.
Okay, WB4NKL and the group KZ4B, fine business, Cliff. Good signal as always, but there was some extreme selective fading on you that go round. So the ionosphere is playing some tricks. And buddy, if you're still listening, I copied you 100% on that go round with a good strong signal, and I could barely hear George, which I couldn't hear at all on the first go round. Buddy, if you're still listening, I hope you were able to renew your license okay. I recently renewed mine, and I'm still a member of the ARRL. I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, but I went through the ARRL to renew my license, and they were very cheerful and helpful. They would either mail you or email, or however you wanted to get it, a Form 610. You fill it out and then send it back to them by whatever way you can, preferably email. And then when they can get a hold of the FCC, they would call you up and ask you to provide your credit card number for the $35 for the FCC. And, you know, I was wondering why they wouldn't just let you do that yourself. But you had so much trouble, buddy, that explains it. You know, hopefully, when they get through hopefully improving the government, if they can, they will also work on the FCC and get them to operate in a more efficient and practical manner. It sounds like they've got quite a ways to go. Thank God for the ARRL on helping me to renew my license. Like I say, they went out of their way. It's the licensing renewal people at ARRL. They were tickled to death to help me out, and I sure as the devil appreciate it. Let's see. The band is quite lousy today, and but that's no secret. But anyway, hopefully it will get better as time wears on. Let's see, what else was I going to comment on? Dave, you and Steve have the strongest signals today. But there's a tremendous amount of QS Baker. Like I say, your band is quite flaky today. So, that's about all I've got. Thanks for calling the net, Dave. You always do a great job. and hope everybody has a super week. It's supposed to be warm, and I could certainly use some of that. Now, that way my grass will grow faster, and I'll spend all my time cutting hay. But at least it's not weeds this go-round. So, Mir, maybe I can hear you better. I copied you barely on the last transmission. Hopefully things are improving. WF2U in the group KZ4B clear but listening.
Yeah, Roger, John. KZ4B in the group. This is WF2U. All signals went up a little bit. Okay, all the S8s went up to S9 this time, and the S9s went up about 5 dB, so almost like it, as if it was another S point. Because John, you were S9 before, now you are hitting 5 dB over 9, so I have no problems copying. I copied George much better too. Although it was S6, but I copied 100%. And Dave, your signal went up also 5 dB. So that's not bad. Charlie, happy birthday. Otherwise, I was not even aware of the Greenville Hamfest. I'll have to look into that. I hope it's Greenville, South Carolina, and not Greenville, where the heck is it, Tennessee or something? Anyway, what time is it? Oh yeah, I guess it's 5:45. Anyway, it's a nice evening, and enjoying the day. Actually, I had to take out a big tree that the top broke in one of the storms here, which we cleaned already. Oh yeah, that was during Helene. All the foliage and everything we cleaned several months ago, but the trunk was sitting there right on the side of the house like a sore thumb. It's a big Bradford pear tree that was all rotten. It's like a 3 feet wide, 3 feet diameter trunk full of holes and everything. So I used for the first time I used my new steel chainsaw. What's nice about it that is the easy start kind. So you just pull the starter rope, just very easy. You just actually just pull it. You don't even have to apply any kind of effort. Just pull it out, and there is some kind of a spring mechanism there that helps you start it, and you don't even feel it. I mean, you could just you could pull that thing with 2 fingers, and it started. So that was actually fun cutting it down, and chopped it up, took it down to my wood pile. Took about 2 hours, so it was nice. My old chainsaw died last year, and it doesn't pay to have it fixed. And I don't have time to take it apart and see what's wrong with it. Maybe I'll do it if I have some time. So I'll have a spare. But anyway, so I'm happy with that saw. So anyway, it was good to hear everybody. And hopefully, oh yeah, Steve, I'll try to get out on 80 tonight. I don't know if it will work out. It's getting a little tight time-wise, as it's almost 6 o'clock. I have to do all the dog-related chores, feed them, let them out and everything, and I'm not sure whether I can make it at 8 o'clock, but we'll see. So 73 all, have a good evening, a good week, and I'll be listening to the end of the net. So Stan, pick it up, W4KR and the group. This is WF2U.
All right, Mayor, I will. WF2U, W4KR. I can only stay around about a minute here because I've got a call over to London. Something's going on over there, and I got to talk to my son. Dinner's been ready for 15 minutes, but when you have 5-minute transmissions, I guess we wait. And then I've got to do something else on top of that. So anyway, had a nice couple of conversations with W4OP, and sorry that we have to lose quality people, but whatever happened that day. Gary, to you, take care. We'll see everybody another day. K3OS, W4KR. Good night.
All right, Stan, W4KR, K3OS. And Glenn, I'm sorry. I owe you an apology. After all, I turned it over to the wrong guy. I wrote everybody down correctly, but my eyes moved up to Jimmy as opposed to your call, so I will not do that again. I'm running the Gonset Twins barefoot. I've just reconnected my my little Eagle here up to Little Al, if it will, the AL811, and next time I check in, at least I'll have an alternative, albeit modern rig, but I'll have something else that I can get a little more power on. So I had disconnected that, and I don't know why I never put it back on, but on days like this, about 3 dB would help. So I'm going to make this my last one too. Got to go up and help the XYO with a little dinner out here, and I've got a little 4-footed critter that's crawling all over my bench right at the moment saying he needs some dinner. So 73s to everybody. We'll catch you later. Glenn, over to you. N4AK, K3OS.
This is N4 Alpha Kilo, and Charlie, happy birthday to you. I think it occurs on Wednesday, so they hit you up for a meal a little early there. And hello to Chuck there with Cliff. And interesting on the propagation at 21:34 hours GMT, A was 17 and K was 3. That's about the way it was yesterday too, so conditions aren't super. It's certainly not like the sunspot in 1959 when we had it fantastic the whole time. So enjoyed hearing everybody this afternoon, and I'll pass along my 7.3s now and just listen. I did pick up some news interesting. Our friend, I shouldn't say that, Mr. Soros and his son just bought over 200 AM radio stations, including WLW in New Orleans. How did that happen? K4JAL and 4AK.
N4AK, K4JAL. My system's going wild. I'm going to have to get out of here. 73, everybody. Over to you, Lane. WD4NKM.
Okay, Jimmy. Boy, I tell you, sound like you got a train coming through there or something. Maybe you'll get it straightened out. K4JAL from WB4NKM. Well, everybody's come, about everybody's got that selective fading on them up here. But it seems like it's getting better. I mean, the band seems like it's increased. The signals are climbing up as time goes on. So probably in the store for a good band this evening. And I may listen around a little bit this evening and see what I can work. But good to be in here with everybody. Steve, good to hear that your XYL's recovering are good for operation. And Cliff, if I left right now, I could probably be down there by the time that grill gets done. But I'm in pretty good shape here. We had a big lunch, so I think I'll skip supper tonight. And Gary, if you're still listening, the Gauntlet sounds real good. And Jimmy, you asked about the Ham Fest. Yeah, I plan to go. That's a good time to go down and see Mama. She lives in Greenville. That's about 100 miles from here. So that's a good excuse to go to Ham Fest and see Mama. Enjoyed being in here. Happy birthday to you, Charlie, coming up. I just had one, seems like, and it turned out pretty good. Say 73s to everybody, but I'll listen to the end. That KG4IUQ, go ahead, Mark, WB4NKM.
Thank you very much. This is Mark, KG4IUQ. Well, I've been working on a way to connect a Gonset monotone unit to my system over here. Steve, N4LQ, has allowed me to use his Gonset monotone, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work as a side tone, to make a side tone while using CW. And I'm maybe going to test that a little bit later today. Dave, your signal came up a lot. You sounded very good here. And Steve, LQ, you say that there was selective fading on my signal. And you're going to be using the Shack number 2 pretty soon. WB4ARK aligned a receiver today and could not, he does not think that it caused him to have difficulty picking up WWV, but he's going to try and pick those up later at another time. Basically, most people are sounding pretty good. KZ4 Bravo says that the ARL helps, very helpful in getting the license renewed. And Mayor, I'm not sure if he's going to take down a big tree or he already did. I believe it's that he already did. He's talking about a chainsaw that's very easy to start up. Several people have already said 73s. I bought some vegetable plants today because in about a week I'm going to plant some of them and plant some seeds outside. Going to have a pretty nice garden, I hope. Okay, I'm going to pass it on to Tom, WA4FJQ. This is KG4IUQ.
KG4IUQ, this is WA4FJQ, Tom in High Point. Okay, Mark, your signals come up really strong, and some of the stations, Stan and Glenn and Jimmy, that I couldn't copy at all, or hardly at all, have come up where I can read them. The signal strength contest today is won by Dave, Buddy, and Steve, kind of as usual. But the QSB is pretty bad, and the noise here at this location is always bad. Happy birthday, Charlie, and sorry you had to pay for your own birthday. I've had that happen more than once, so I know what you're talking about. At any rate, I'm going to say 73s, enjoyed it, and I'm going to turn it down to Doak, WN4PFI. This is WA4FJQ, off and clear.
How about it, Doak? You still with us?
Yeah, I can't hear Tom well. Tom Fuel Company, WA4FJQ. Sorry. This is WN4PFI. And sorry for that, Dave. Having a hard time hearing such as today, picking up So some people has got very, very strong stations, and then the other ones I can barely copy. And it is about it's 60 degrees here in Suches, and had a beautiful day. Went to church, and then my wife and I have been out in the yard working a little bit on some of the flower plants that she has, trying to repot those. But a nice day to here today. I guess it got in the mid-60s and plenty of sunshine. Apologize for not being able to copy everybody. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe better next Sunday. Charlie, I'll send it over to you, and happy early birthday. And I know exactly what you mean. My children always call and will go out, take me out to eat on my birthday, and then I always have to pay for my own birthday. So I know how that is. They've never offered, so I don't guess I'm going to live long enough to see that. 73 is everyone. I'll get out of here. Dave, thanks for calling the net today, and hopefully things will be better next week. Charlie, down to you, or over you, wherever you are. W4MEC, WN4PFI, be clear. Good afternoon, guys.
Okay, Doug, real good. WN4PFI and group W4MEC. Well, Tom's signal is really booming here. That's amazing that just a little bit farther it falls off that much. So, oh well. What do we got here? Yeah, we celebrated today because the grandkids, they got school on Wednesday, and by the time we got back, it'd be we done our usual on Wednesday. By the time they got back, it'd be after their bedtime. So we did everything today in the afternoon to let them enjoy that. So let's see. I still have not got a receiver working with my ART-13. I'm hoping to get that going next week sometime so I can use that again. I was reading in the KWS-1 book here, and I was looking at the tube complement, and I got a bunch of these tubes, 2 Delta 21, and I forgot what it is. I guess it's a rectifier or something. Well, yeah, I don't have a darn thing that a 2D21 goes into. I don't even know what it's used for. Here it is, right in the tube complement, a 2D21 in the KWS-1. I'm going, oh goody, finally I got a use for those tubes, if it's even bad. But I need to look in it because it doesn't have the finals. I got all new finals and driver and all that, but now I got to thinking about it. I wonder if the darn chimneys are in there. So I know I've got a couple of Johnson ceramic chimneys for 4CX250, but I'm not sure if I know the ones in there I think are phenolic, so hopefully they're in there. But if not, I'm going to have to do some scrounging here before I can do anything there. So let's see. And I think the receiver I'm going to use, we're trying to get working, is R390 for the ART-13, and move my SP600 down in the rack 1. Because it's got 6 meters in it, and I was using the R390 with a converter, but I put the converter somewhere else in the shack, and I hadn't been doing that. But the 600 receives 54 megs, so if I put the receiver there, I can use that receiver and along with the 6 meter rig in that rack, and take the 390 out and put it with the ART-13. So that'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, at least in the area I'm trying to sort all this garbage out. So anyway, well, I'll sit here to the very end. There's 1 or 2 of us still left, but 73 all the fellas that checked out already. We'll see you on Tuesday morning. Over to you, Doug, if you're still there. W4DCS, W4MEC.
Okay, Charlie. W4MEC, W4DCS, fine business. Yeah, signals have improved quite a bit since the first round, which is good. I did make it over to the Winston-Salem Ham Fest yesterday. It's only about 2 miles from here. Wasn't really that much there. I did see John, W4JPL. He had a bunch of stuff, but nobody was buying anything. I did pick up a bunch of vacuum tubes. Some guy had 3 or 4 caddies full of tubes, and I looked at them, and he had a bunch of 6BE6s and 6BA6s, and some audio output tubes and a few that I'm interested in, so I went ahead and bought the whole lot. Most of which is obsolete junk, but I think I'll get my money's worth out of the ones I can use in receivers and such. So that was the deal with that, but fairly lean hamfest considering the size of the city here. And Cliff, I don't know if you're still listening. Hello to Chuck. I think you mentioned Chuck was there with him. With that, I'll say 73. Enjoyed it this evening. Thanks for calling it, Dave. Big signal coming into Winston. And something weird coming in.
Okay. I think Doug had a malfunction. Alrighty, let's see. Mayor, if you're still listening, the Greenville Hamfest is Greenville, Tennessee. Greenville, Tennessee. And Glenn, if you're listening, oh Lord, Soros buying 200 AM stations. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with them. Turn them into all news and all with a spin. Anyway, the only stations left, I believe, are Steve, Mark, and Charlie. So I'm going to go ahead and close the net. You boys carry on as long as you want to. I've got to head back to church. Need to be there at 6:30. So thank you, everyone, for participating today, 17 of us. So I'll say 7-3, God bless, and hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy the warm weather tomorrow. And Lord willing, we'll catch up with you Tuesday morning. So everybody have a great evening. This is WA4LLR Dave in Burnsville, North Carolina, closing this session of the Old Friends Net and turning this frequency